whether it was in the institution or the foster home. A lot of times I was sexually abused.
My foster father beat the crap out of me. I was beat so badly I blacked out.
If I go get on a commercial airline, I expect to be perfectly safe on that flight, and we all do. We wouldn't tolerate less. At Children's Rights, that's how safe we think care should be. Children's Rights is the most powerful legal and advocacy organization defending children who are in government systems. We use the law to hold states accountable, to make sure they are treating children in a way that's healthy for them, healthy for their families. We also do advocacy. We have a policy department that's very strong. They work with international agencies like the UN. They've worked at the US Senate. We work in the media where we're saying, hey, if you have a child in state's custody, they cannot be harmed.
My experience in the system was horrific. There was physical abuse, there was mental abuse, there was sexual abuse. I'd never seen any of that stuff until I encountered the system. I was beat with water hoses and punched in the armpits in ways that it hid the abuse. So when I outcried, there was nobody coming to rescue me. In a home that was supposed to protect me. But it didn't protect me.
I was in the system from the time I was 5 until I aged out at 17, and I dealt with a lot of abuse. Imagine yourself getting sodomized as an 8-year-old and being hospitalized, and then watch the person who did it to me live a healthy life, get married, have children. Nobody did anything about it. That is one of the hardest things. To be forced to identify with your past or your past trauma when it's not something you chose for yourself.
I saw psychotropic drugs be used with literally every child in every home that I was in. But I remember at 14 being on 7 adult doses of psychotropic drugs. The drugs were just a way to control us. It felt awful. It made it impossible to connect with people. That was the worst isolation.
But once you turn 18 years old, you and all your trauma are no longer their issues. And you just got to fend for yourself. And then you're left vulnerable to the prison system. You're left vulnerable to human trafficking. I know what it feels like to want to give up.
I did see good people in the system. They got ground up just like the children did. And my prayer is that my story would be an outlier. Unfortunately, the harsh reality is that it's the truth for many children, like myself.
I want to help other people who have been in similar situations and help them to feel seen and heard, like they're not alone.
I've seen what we've been able to do at Children's Rights. When we team up with young people who've been through the system, and are ready to stand up for the other kids in the system, it takes a lot of courage. Those young people can be very powerful advocates. And we get together and we bring a case. It's important, Jimmy and Crystal, that y'all are here because we need to be working together on this. And that's how we bring the stories that we think are so important so that the judges don't get lost in abstractions. It's the only way that you get those in power to go, oh, this is unjust what's happening. Because I can see how this is affecting real human beings.
I believe sometimes when you put facts about stuff in people's faces, it can change them.
At Children's Rights, at this point, we're over 2 million children who have been positively affected by our work. I've seen big changes. Our impact is being felt.
We're talking about kids. We're not talking about numbers and statistics. These are kids. This is a small subset of the population that deserves to be protected. They deserve to be protected. And these children will suffer if we don't help them. And Children's Rights has taken that mission on and said, we'll step in.